care of bare skin. Killed her husband, whacked him. That's literally who I look like today. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, hi, my name is Muna. I'd love for you to subscribe, be part of my journey. Today's video is going to be about what I read in November? What am I on? October. What I read in October. A little bit late on my October wrap up, but this is going to be that video. Keep watching to find out more. For the spooky season, I chose to read The Troop by Nick Cutter, which is kind of like a thriller, horror. It was really good. I enjoyed it. I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars. It was great, it was enjoyable, but it was very gory. Let me get into what it's about. In vague terms, it's a scoutmaster who takes these troop of boys into the wilderness for like a 3-day trip, and shit happens. I don't want to spoil it, but for those who don't mind hearing the synopsis, just a little bit more detail, but definitely not spoiler worthy, because I read this and then I read the book and it didn't really give much away. Once a year, Scoutmaster Tim Riggs leads a troop of boys into the Canadian wilderness for a 3-day camping trip. A tradition as comforting and reliable as a good ghost story and a roaring bonfire. But when an unexpected intruder, shockingly thin, disturbingly pale and ferociously hungry, stumbles upon their campsite, Tim and the boys are exposed to something far more frightening than any tale of terror. The human carrier of a bioengineered nightmare. An inexplicable horror that spreads faster than fear. A harrowing struggle for survival that will pit the troop against the elements, the infected, and one another. That really sold it to me, because I was like, I need to read it. And then I also saw like Gabby Reads and loads of other booktubers reading it. So I was like, I need to get on that. So yeah, I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars. I think it didn't get 5 stars for me because of the ending. Other than that, I loved it. I don't really read too many horror books, so I can't really speak from experience. This book definitely shocked me at points. It was, I would say, it was thrilling and horrific. Like, it literally was thrilling in terms of I needed to know what was happening. I needed to know. I needed to uncover the truth. I needed to, like, you know, get more information. You also got news articles as well. We got the future from the newspapers, and then we got what the boys were experiencing as well. So it was very interesting that it was written that way. This is your disclaimer right here. If you do not like body horror, body gore, anything like that, I would stay away from this book. Definitely stay away. I definitely not recommend this particular book for you, because I don't mind gore, but it still made me feel like, ugh, ew. And it doesn't help that I literally watched Venom after I finished reading it, so that doesn't help much either. It definitely gives you the, like, ew moments. Like, it gave me the ick. Like, you know, the ick, like, ugh. I had to put the book down at one point because I was just like, oh my gosh, I just have this vivid image of I just, even now, it scarred me. It scarred me even now. And I definitely said you cannot eat while reading this. There's no way. I was eating spaghetti and I was listening to it and reading at the same time. That wasn't the best idea because it put me off my food. If that sounds like something that you will enjoy, it definitely takes you on a journey and tests your own limits, because there are certain scenes or certain scenarios that happen where you're just like, what the, like, what? Nick Cutter, he got imagination. I'm not joking. He got imagination. It really shocked me. I didn't think I was gonna enjoy it as much as I did. I really did enjoy it. The next one that I read was actually a reread. That was The Family Upstairs by Lisa Joelle. To be honest, I can't even tell you what it is about without spoiling it too much, but it's a whole lot of shit going on in this book. There's a whole lot going on. I think that's why I love it so much, because it's drama packed. It's one thing after another after another. It's so amazing. For me, this was a 5 out of 5. I know that there's some people who hated this book, but it's basically about this woman, Libby, and on her 25th birthday, she inherits a mansion. You get the story of who was at that house previously. It goes back and forth from past to present as well. It was just really a disturbing, chilling and like a mystery that I've never kind of seen before, really. Like it's following 3 different characters, their viewpoint, and as the story goes on things start to click for the reader, so I felt that that was really, really good. Okay, so I've got a review here because I think I haven't done it justice, by Meredith, thank you, on Goodreads. She said, The Family Obsessed is a compulsive, readable psychological thriller that features multiple storylines, 3 point of views, an unreliable narrator, a sociopath, several mysteries, many murders, a crazy cult, a sick obsession, and much more. There's a whole lot going on. I'd agree with that. That's why it's hard for me to sum it up, because there's so much, just so much that happens, and it's so fast paced, easy to read. You can literally fly through this book. It's just so amazing. There are just so many different scenes that just come to my head straight away, like when I think about this book, and that's how you know it's made an impression on me, and that's how I rate my book. So if it's really made an impression, there are more than one scenes that I can name from the top of my head that happen, that occur, and like really shocked me, really surprised me, and that's just what I love in my thrillers. And like, yeah, I just love that. So the next one I'm not proud of. I DNF'd it, but I did start it in October. I didn't get through the whole book. I think I got just past halfway, but I did struggle with it. I don't know if it's because I just wasn't in the right mind space or whatever. I don't really know what's going on, but I didn't finish it. Even though I love a good romance, I just felt like it wasn't fast paced enough for me. There was a lot of uncertainty, and like, I don't know, I just didn't click with it straight away. I think I like my romances to just be straightforward sometimes, and I just wasn't vibing with this particular book this month. So I might pick it up later on, who knows. It's called Normal People by Sally Rooney. Yeah, I'm not proud of it. I DNF'd it. I know there was a lot of hype behind this book. Like, so many people were hyping it up and saying how great of a book this is, and like, it's been adapted into a TV show, so I was really excited about it. Yeah, just didn't feel it. But this one is about a boy and a girl, and basically they pretend to not know each other, but and he's like the popular kid, and she's like not. She doesn't have that many friends at school. She's kind of the outcast. Their paths cross because his mum works as a housekeeper for her house, her parents' house. Obviously it's a romance, so they do get together at some point, but he hides it from his friend, and it's just sort of looking at their relationship years down the line. And I guess that's where I got up to. I got up to the bit where they're at university, so I can't really speak on the full book. From what I read so far, it's quite depressing love story, I'll say that. It's not sparks flying, it's not like romanticized, I felt like, to other romance books I've read. Yeah, I just felt like very disconnected from the characters. I don't know if that was done intentionally maybe, but I just didn't connect with the characters at all. I don't know, I just didn't feel that fire. Like, you know what I mean? I didn't feel like I wanted them to be together. Like, you know, that lusting love story. I didn't get that from them. Maybe it's because I've been reading different romance books where that is the main storyline, and you know, they're trying, you're pro them, you're for them, you want them to get together. Like, even reading it, there was a mood. Like, I don't even know what it was. I didn't really connect with this book, but I know it's been praised by literally so many people, so maybe I will pick it up at a later point, maybe, and give it another try. I didn't really connect with it, and that's okay. Sometimes you have books that you love, sometimes you have books that you don't love. Could be right now, obviously, with everything going on, I'm not really in the mood to read a story that I don't connect with. I DNF'd it, so I can't really rate it, but you guys tell me if you loved it or if you felt the same way as me. I just, yeah, didn't vibe with it. In October, I also read After We Collided. After watching the first After film, I've become a fan. I'm a fan, like, I can't lie. I need to know if there's books out. So I knew that there were books out, but I hadn't started the books. I was debating whether to just watch all the films first and then read the books after, but then I thought, why not just read as you go along with the films. I am buddy reading the After series. I gave After 4 out of 5. After We Collided, gave it a 3 out of 5 stars, I think. Only because I didn't think it needed to be that long. For everything that happened, it didn't need to be that long. It really didn't. But everything that happened was good, but it was average. The things that happened in the first book was like, whoa, like, you know, but the second book was like, okay. I'd say 3.5. 3.5 is fair, because it wasn't as good as the first one to me. It obviously follows the story of Hardin and Tessa from the first book. It just continues. I don't want to say too much for those who haven't read the first series, but if you haven't read the After series, I really recommend it. It's really something. It's really something else. It's very dramatic, very toxic relationship, very, you know, the spark, very just over the top dramatic. Just bear that in mind. I'll read a little bit from the synopsis. Tessa has everything to lose. Hardin has nothing to lose except her. After a tumultuous beginning to their relationship, Tessa and Hardin were on the path of making things work. Tessa knew Hardin could be cruel, but when a bombshell revelation is dropped about the origins of their relationship and Hardin's mysterious past, Tessa is beside herself. Shall I leave it at that or read a bit more? Okay, a bit more. Hardin will always be Hardin, but is he really the deep, thoughtful guy Tessa fell madly in love with despite his angry exterior? Or has he been a stranger all along? She wishes she could walk away. It's just not that easy. Not with the memories of passionate nights spent in his arms, his electric touch, his hungry kisses. I'm sorry. This book, right, is toxic.com. This whole series is toxic.com, and that is why I'm still there. I'm still reading. Yes, I get frustrated at Hardin all the time when I'm reading it, but why am I still reading? For the drama, for the juice. Right? That's why I think everyone else needs to get on this as well. Like, yes, it's nothing like mind-blowing, don't get me wrong, it's not mind-blowing, but you're gonna be addicted. I'm addicted. I'm on the 3rd book right now. That doesn't say anything. I've literally banged out these books, so I would really recommend reading it. Even though After We Collided is a 3.5, I still thoroughly enjoyed it. I really loved it. And for those of you who will ask, I did love the book more than the film. I did watch the film, and if you guys want me to do a whole separate video on that, I can as well. And the film did contain loads of scenes from the book, but they were just, there was no context behind them. They were just there to just please us readers, like fans of the book. The film made me, I can't even. I watched it with my friend who hasn't read any of the books, and she was just there just for the bants, basically. Like, she was just there just to see it, but she wasn't trying to connect the dots, make sense of it, or anything like that. They did have like a monologue of like the first film, which I thought was kind of time wasting. They didn't need to do that, but anyway, they missed out crucial scenes from the book. Yes, they included little snippets, little details that we appreciate in the film, but they missed out some really big ones, and I'm just like, how are they going to continue this on? How is this going to make sense? Like, how? Because technically you can watch any of the Twilights, yeah, and know what is going on from beginning to end. Like, you can watch the film, you can watch New Moon, you know what's going on. You can watch Eclipse, you know what's going on, right? You watch After We Collided, there's new characters, there's different people. I'm frustrated, obviously. Just ignore me, alright? That is that. I highly recommend the book series. And obviously it's not real life, so I can appreciate it more. If this shit happened in real life, if there was a Hardin, I'd be at that door. Get that fire door exit. What's that, Gemma Collins? Get that fire door exit open. I'm out. I think that's it. That's basically what I read in October. So I've just mentioned some of the books that I want to read for November as well. So currently I am reading After We Fell, and I am doing a reading vlog for it, but it is very, very thick. So I don't know how long that will take. I do want to do another creepy, spooky book. I'm thinking about doing The Cabin at the End of the World. That seems really, really interesting. I definitely want to add a thriller to my TBR for November, and I think that's going to be Riley Sager's Lock Every Door, because I've heard endless things about it and I really need to get on that book. I haven't read a Riley Sager book, and I'm super excited for Lock Every Door to be the first one that I try, and then I'll get to his other ones as well. That is my October wrap up. If you've read any of these books, let me know, and let me know what you thought of them as well. As I mentioned with the After series, I am reading it with my buddy, so hopefully at one point my friend can come on my channel and we can discuss this on camera, because we usually discuss it either via FaceTime or grab a coffee. Maybe once everything dies down we can do like a after discussion, but we do disagree on a lot of things. All I'm gonna say is she's team Harden and I'm team Tessa. I know Tessa's annoying, but I'm a girl's girl. Like, I've got to be there holding the baton, like, go on girl, go on. I hope you enjoyed this video. Like, comment and subscribe, and I will see you in my next video. Bye bye.